Hello, I'm Glenn Tobey. I'm a Spring Forest Shikang master and a psychotherapist. The topic for this 5-minute talk is on the theme of the art of coming home. Specific focus right now on it takes two. Now, I've always appreciated so many different creation stories of how things began, how things form, how things continue. One that really captured my interest, my curiosity, was the Taoist perspective. And that perspective says all things began with the Tao. No different than other religions or other philosophies. You cannot say the name Tao or God because once you name it, it's like you can't contain it. But in the beginning was the Tao. And then the Tao formed two. It started with one, and now the Tao formed two, yin and yang. And then the yin and yang formed in their consciousness a third. So in between the yin energy, in between the yang energy, was the consciousness that formed the third. The third that was developed comes from the speed, the distance, and the direction of this movement. If you think of a flock of birds or a school of fish, they have this incredible way of flying, so to speak. Same speed, same distance, same direction. So it almost is as if it's a form. Now, if you think of all your organs and stuff as flocks of birds, they're all going in one direction. So creation inside is that consciousness. So the art of going home is that role of coming back to your development. So there are two countries. One country blames another country for something. That country, really the co-creation is that country is making decisions, this country is making decisions. It takes two to have an argument. It takes two to have a dilemma. It takes two. It's not one is wrong and one is right. It takes two to say what? Here's my perspective and here's what's going on. Here's this creation and here's that creation. So the idea of the art of going home is, each one has a role in staying in that relationship. Each has a role to say, do I want to be in this relationship? I am responsible for my part, my decision to be in a relationship with the other. So it's not like this one has caused the trouble, influence, because this one is creating something. This one has to make a decision to take its responsibility to say, well, I've decided to be in the midst of this, therefore I am also co-creating the decisions that are going on. If you take it away from countries, just relationships, every relationship, it takes what? Two. So as a psychotherapist, someone will come to me and say, well, my partner is doing this. I say, well, it takes two. My partner is doing that. Well, it takes two. It takes two. Your choice is what? To be there, to respond to it or not. Your choice is to what? Her choice or his choice or whatever. They're behaving a certain way. But you are deciding also because it takes two to be in that relationship. And your task is what? Coming back to your home to say, do I want to be in this co-creation or not? Do I want to accept responsibility for my choice for being in that relationship and being influenced by that other person in my decisions to stay? So the art of going home isn't always focused on the other. The art of going home is focused on, what am I getting out of this relationship? What am I getting out of being in this decision making? How come I'm making decisions? So in the art of spirituality, in the art of coming home, is all of our lives are really focused on, is this helping our spiritual growth? Is this helping the way or the need for us to grow? Our consciousness forms the future. So paying attention to our consciousness and what we want to be a part of becomes a very important part of coming home. Thank you for listening.